start your show now, press 1 to hear.
Your show will go live in 5
Tim
seconds.
Black.
4, 3,
Tim Black.
2, 1.
Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Oh, man. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Welcome to Freedom Friday, guys. How y'all doing? What's up, Facebook? How y'all doing? How you feeling? You made it through another week. Give yourself a pat on the back, Facebook. You know it. It ain't easy. We all got drama we got to deal with. So thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. Shout outs to everyone. Jennifer Vickers, Sandra Lee, all my people, Steve Wolfenbrand, I think he's out there. All the people that tune in via Facebook, thank you for tuning into the show. You guys are great. Big shout out to Jane Elliott. She's phenomenal, and I love her message as always. She's doing her thing. Join Jane Elliott on her Facebook page. YouTube, what up, YouTube people? How y'all doing? I scare you? You ain't scared of me. What's up, YouTube? How y'all guys doing? Hope you guys doing well. Man, Wolfpack, Tim Black's Wolfpack, you guys are great. And last night I had an opportunity to join into the After Hours show on Ebon Kim's channel, where a lot of my people who just want to talk about political issues and talk about whatever's going on, they go over there and they have conversations. And I joined in live. It was like my second time doing it. It was really cool, man. It was a great time. So look, give it up for the After Hours squad with Ebon Kim, Kelly, Eric, Snork Y, Stevie, the Broken Carpenter, Lucas, like all these great people, man, were there. So give it up for that. And what we're going to be doing, what I'm going to be doing real soon, is now that we have a tool, thanks to Ebon Kim, called Ring Central, I will be doing that more often. I'm going to do my Patreons. You guys, I'm going to be doing something on a regular basis where we do like a live stream where we kind of just talk, and it's a chat. So we have a tool for it that works better than Google Hangouts, because I hate Google Hangouts. And we're going to do that. Okay, so let's get the show started, right, guys? Russia did it. Russia did it. Now give me money. Russia did it. I'm the DNC pimp, and Russia did it, so give us money so we can combat Russia. Give me money so we can run them. We can run candidates that will preach the Russia, Russia, Russia narrative. It's been a bad week. Russia did it. They did it. Russia did it. Give us money. Send all your money in. Send it in, damn it. Send it in. Don't talk back to me. Send that money in. Think I'm doing here with this cane? Think I'm pimping for my health? This is the DNC pimp. I want your money. I want your vote. Give me the votes. Give me all your votes. I'm about to get my super delegates. Super delegates, get in here and get my money. Get in here and get my money. You ain't doing nothing but keep my seat warm. Get in here and get my money. Give it up for the DNC pimp, y'all. Maybe that's why Ben Jealous won't come on the show, because I'm waving around pimp wands talking about I'm the DNC pimp. I'm sure Ben Jealous is people like, I don't know, Ben. Gosh, Ben, he's so volatile. He doesn't seem to respect the Democratic Party and what we stand for, the establishment. You know, we've really worked hard. He just doesn't seem to give a flying filth about it. I don't think it would be safe for you to go on his show. I can't say I blame you if you have something to hide. But no. We're going to reserve judgment. People have personal issues. They have things going on, Tim Black. Stop jumping to conclusions. Just because the tiger has stripe doesn't mean it's a striped tiger. All right, guys, so look, it's been a rough week for the DNC. It's been, who are we kidding, man? It's been a rough year. It's been a rough decade if you count seats in the governorships, in the House and the Senate. Damn. A moment of silence for the party that used to be for the people. Republicans, don't be smiling too much either. You know, you guys got low numbers too. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to bankroll 'em, know when to walk away, know when to get a gun. Yeah, Republicans, man, you can't talk. Republicans, they're not doing too, I mean, they're beating the Democrats. You're beating the Democrats. So, you know, it's like, it's not like you beating a good team. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of the players is missing, like, don't have, like, it's a football team. You're playing against another team. It's a football game, right? The Republicans are playing against a team that doesn't have equipment. They're not equipped. You know, they don't have leadership. Their best player doesn't play for him. He's actually independent, so he's not even on the team. Oh man, that is mean. The Democrats' best player doesn't even play for him. I'm not. Never about your bloody emails. That's hilarious. Controlled opposition, huh? Oh, so no. It's a fact though, guys, that over 50% of voters don't claim Republican or Democrat. So neither one of the parties are killing it. And whenever we bring it up and start a new party, there are people with negative stuff to say. Do you realize how vulnerable the Democrats are right now? The Democrat Party is like let's say you meet a fine young lady, you know, she's got a good job, you know, she's attractive, she's smart, bright, you know, got her own car, got her money, got a bank account full of cash, she got some investments, she might even have a small business, you know. It's not perfect, you know, but she's a great lady, you know, she's had some ups and downs, but you know, say you meet her and she's seeing a guy, she's not married, she's seeing a guy who I don't know. He, let's say it's very bad body odor, you know, very bad body odor, but she tries to overlook it. He never met a washcloth he liked, that type of guy, you know, just nasty, you know, tallest seat up and doesn't flush, that kind of guy, no job, not looking for a job, not looking for prospects. Well, you know, that's sort of what the DNC is right now, and well, I'll say voters. That's how the voters are. So right now is a good time. If you bump into this lady, you should, you know, you might want to go ahead and shoot your best shot. You know, go ahead. You know, what's up, lady? How you doing? You all right? Yeah, I see you. You know, I don't want to, you know, interrupt you in this horrible relationship, but you know, just wondering if I could take you out for a bite to eat. You know, maybe some coffee, something real light. You know, during the day. Well, hell, some of the voters are so pressed to get away from the Democrats, they be like, well, let's go right to your house. Like, well, damn. I'm not wearing any panties. And they're quick because they hate the Democratic Party, you know? So the people that are really negative, they're like, you shouldn't start a third parties and never do, motherfucker, do you realize how bad the brand is right now? Right now is the best time. Right now. You know, they have, like I said, they're the most popular person who's associated with them, don't want to claim them. You know, the next most popular person is Elizabeth Warren. Her spine is the rubber band. It's just like this. I don't know how she stands up. She's like, get away from the banks, forget the banks. And she's somebody said, Tim, you spend too much time hitting Elizabeth Warren. Man, she has potential. You know, she just doesn't execute. But there are way worse people in the Democratic Party. You know, Tom Perez, for instance. I'm trying to tell y'all need to vote. God damn it, everybody vote. That guy's horrible. Chuck Schumer, he's a hack, you know. It's nothing. They got nothing right now. And I'm not saying the Republicans are better. What I'm saying is third parties right now, I want to say this plainly for anyone who disagrees that you need to go fuck yourselves. Right now is the best time for the Independent Party, for the Green Party, for all these parties to take advantage of the vulnerability and attract voters who feel disenfranchised, they feel duped, they feel used. We have a DNC fraud lawsuit right now. A lot of people don't know about it, but some people do know about it. More people will know about it if we spread the word. So we're going to be H.A. Goodman, Nico House, Hard Bastard. We're going to be working together to spread the word about that. Right now is the best time in at least the last time that I can recollect, for this to be an opportunity. So stop with your naysaying and all this crap. If you catch fire now, this is the opportune time. They don't control the House, the Senate, and the only thing that the average person hates more than the Democrats is the media. So give it up for that. It's the truth, man. I'm not making it up. So that's important. That's important. What else is going on, man? What else is going on Facebook? Throw out a subject. I was looking at the New York Times retracted a story about, remember the story? Remember Hillary Clinton in the debates with Trump? She said that 17 intelligence agencies, both government and private or whatever, and I don't even understand that, private agencies and intelligence, but anyway, federal and state or something, but 17 intelligence agencies all said that that the Russians hacked the DNC servers. Remember that lie? I mean, that story? Remember that? And she was like, 17! Oh, you just want to defend Putin, Well, the New York Times recently, just yesterday, they retracted that story. They said, no, it wasn't 17. It was 4. And of the 4, they felt confident that Russia did it, but they didn't really have evidence. So, all these people, I just remember there's been so many, I don't watch that much mainstream stuff unless I'm researching a story or I'm trying to do a video on an issue, right? So I don't watch mainstream corporate media. That's a rule because it only gets me mad. But a lot of people were going out on network TV, writing articles, writing smear articles, doing all this stuff, using that 17 agencies said this thing. You say, what's the evidence? Well, they said it. Okay, what's the evidence? Show me the evidence. They said it. Okay, you ask them what the evidence. Well, we don't have any evidence. It was like a chasing the tail type of thing. And a lot of people didn't even know, anything. They were just saying it because they heard it repeated. And to this day, people are still repeating it. So I did a video a couple hours ago about it because I really want to get the word out how these people who just buy in, who just brought into it, even the New York Times has to cover their ass. So here we are. This has been a week of mainstream media, corporate media, Facebook, YouTube. This has been the week of them admitting up to their bullshit. And it's a great thing. It's not going to happen often. Don't get comfy. But just think of the pressure that must be on them that they have to tell the truth. Just imagine it. You've been lying for months. You've been misleading the public for months about Russia, and now you have to admit it. And look, some of it is accidental admittance. Well, I believe this, I believe that, and well, you have any evidence? Well, stop questioning me on that. No, I mean, do you have any evidence? You get them in a corner like a I don't know. You got to trap them in a corner, fend them in the corner like this, and then then they admit there's no evidence. So a couple of it wasn't actually coming out moments or being honest. It was that they could no longer lie, and they got caught. They were up against the right people, like Maxine Waters when she was up there lying. I ain't Trump. I will fight Trump and I will defeat him. It's like, okay, he's a criminal. Okay, based on what laws did he break? I'm an older black woman. Shut up and don't you come for me. Auntie Maxie got friends on the internet. Black Twitter will get you. Well, it's like she's lying to you, Black Twitter. She's lying. Don't abide lies just because somebody look like you. Don't do it. So she got cornered a couple times, and this guy, Adam Schiff, he got his ass handed to him. It's like, hey, Schiff, you're a lying, but, Schiff's lying. It was like, I think it was Tucker Carlson caught him, caught him slipping, caught him in a lie. It was like, I mean, when I say he handed Adam Schiff his own behind, I mean that. Don't even sound right. He handed Adam Schiff his own ass. He's like, shoot. Adam Schiff was sitting there with no ass. And Tucker Carlson was like, here goes your ass, buddy. Put that back on, take it with you. Because he did, man. He did. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, and look, and don't get me wrong, most of the time Tucker Carlson is a shill, in my opinion. But sort of like Trump, every once in a while he'll say something that's like, well, damn, I want to disagree, but it was so spot on. It's so accurate. I can't fight the truth, I want to fight the truth, but I can't. Just because you don't like someone's politics doesn't mean that you don't admit when they're telling the truth. You don't do that. That's how you lose credibility. Like, it's the truth that there are that we're dealing with lies about Russia, and now it's coming out, so that's a great thing. But like I said, it's not as if these people want to give the truth. Like Van Jones didn't know it was being recorded. And people are like, Tim, that video, it's Guy Veritas, this guy's a liar. Thomas O'Keefe's a liar. You can't believe this O'Keefe guy, whatever his first name is. I only know his first name. I think it's Thomas. Could be wrong. You don't believe him. He's been caught like fabricating videos or whatever. I'm like, well, the Van Jones video was pretty blatant. I'm like, what else was he talking about? He said the Russia story was a nothing burger. I don't care the context. It's like the context doesn't matter. It's like someone telling me, well, Tim, I'm going to give you $3,000. I don't care the context. Unless it was, don't kill me. That part was cut out. I'm going to give you $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Or do a drive-by and I'm going to give you. But the story, the fact of the matter is that, I don't even know where that came from. But the fact of the matter is that Van Jones, he didn't he didn't mean to tell the truth. In fact, I'm sure he's probably wondering if there's a way he could sue O'Keefe right now. Because he don't want nobody to know the truth. Same thing with the other guys in the CNN. But see, once again, these people when we put out these great stories that pull down the veil, pulls down the pants of the establishment and exposes them. Oh God, you need to wash. Been sitting on your high horse so long, you haven't taken a bath in years. But the problem is the awareness is not there to the point where the average working or whatever person doesn't get the information. And that's how lies stay. They stay because they're not being combated by truth. And that's why independent media is so important. And that's why I've teamed up with other indie media people to try to kind of work together in certain ways, like Nico House, Hard Bastard, H.A. Goodman. That's why I work with these guys, because regardless if you agree with them all or agree with me or any of us at all times, the fact of the matter is, like, we all work for ourselves. Like, no one's saying, hey, you better do this or do that, or like, we're all self-made and we're all self-governed. And that's important, that your media is actually independent. Because we see what's going on now. We see how when one story gets played, if all you do is follow see, here's the thing. If all you do is if you echo narratives from mainstream media, then you echo lies sometimes without even knowing it. I'm not saying everyone who does independent media or does corporate media is purposely putting out BS, but a lot of them are just reading scripts. Come on, man, let's keep it real. They're just reading scripts, and Maxine, yeah, what you said about Trump, that's so funny and it's so true, and it's like they're just reading the script. And if you don't have a script, at least for us, we don't have scripts. So if we're wrong, at least we're wrong with ethics. Like, you can be wrong about something. Just don't be intentionally wrong. Like, don't do that. So that's the issue. So I'm like really happy to hear this news coming out about Russia not being they're not being evidence about Russia hacking the election, and not even hacking the election. Like the words we use, we got to be careful. Hacking the DNC, which to me I never thought was an issue, should be an issue that was national concern, considering they're a private organization. So we went over that the other day, but I just like want to reiterate that to my new viewers. Like, the DNC is not government. It's a private entity. But that's the allegation, and there's no evidence for it. So anyway, I just, there's just more news coming out today. Another thing that was on my mind, guys, and I don't know if you saw this, but I gotta tell you to go check out this video I did. It was about Trump and Mika and Joe Scarborough. Listen, guys, listen. I'm not defending at all Trump making tweets, right? Like, I'm not defending that. That's silly. Come on, it's silly, right? I make tweets. I have to, right? You'll forget I'm here if I don't tweet, right? Trump doesn't have to, okay? And I'm not defending the things he says in his tweets. But damn it, let's stop acting like it's a national issue because he said Mika had a facelift. I mean, if that's all you got, if that's, oh God, there are, so what? Be proud of your facelift. Who cares? What's the big, you mean that takes 2 days of a news cycle because Trump says you got a facelift? That's really, and we got people like, what does the left think about Trump's treatment of women? He's employed a lot of them, and a lot of them got good severance packages from his mergers. Now, the grabbing them by the vagina part, that's not good. But that's the downside, But, yeah, I just don't think that issue should have been taking up, like, all of the news this morning. I just don't believe that. It's sort of like the travel ban where we focused on, well, these people can't come in the country for 90 days. We're going to improve our vetting. Oh, no! But meanwhile, we bomb the hell out the country and kill kids and kill men and women who would like to live. We bomb the shit out of them, but not letting them travel here is the evil part. I thought the killing them part was the evil part. So it's a mix up. So same thing with this is like, so this dumb tweet gets to own the news cycle for 48 hours? For what reason? Who does it serve? Well, people watched it. That's what it is. People watching it. They watching the bullshit. So that makes them money. So it's like, no, it's not news. It's not important. And it was even more asinine about it, guys, was that when I watched Mika and Joe talk about it, they kept giving this air like they knew it wasn't important. This fake newsy stuff. Check it. It's like disingenuous. It's like, recently my father died, and my son, my child, and this and that, and then a good friend passed away as well. So this is not important, but I'm about to talk about it for another 10 minutes. And this is, and I'm going to be okay, and I'm strong, and I'm a fighter, and this is nothing, and so forget about it. Don't worry about me, but I'm going to talk about it for another 10 minutes. Like, that doesn't work. Like who buys that? But see, that's that type of, and the average person doesn't pick up on it. They're emotionally connected at this point. They're sucked in to this BS. Meanwhile, like I said, it's 3.5 years. 3 years, Flint people still got to get bottled water. They can't just do this. They can't do, They can't just drink water like we take for granted, right? And it's not just Flint. It's people in West Virginia. It's people in Philadelphia. It's people all over this country with the same problem. And I'm not saying Morning Joe never addresses those issues because I don't watch him enough to know. But what I am saying is this last 48 hours should not have been spent talking about a 1%er's facelift. That I do know. And anyone who wants to question that, we can have at it. You can call in and we can have that debate. Because we got way bigger fish to fry. In fact, that's not even fish frying. That's sardines. That's not even sardines. That's Ritz crackers. I don't even know what that is. That's not even frying fish when you're talking about facelifts. Well, Tim, what it is it shows a pattern of inflexibility and a bullying aspect to Trump when it comes to women. I thought you knew that by the bombs. He dropped a Moab, mofo. So, yeah, he don't care about, you know, like those people. And we now know that the intelligence coming out about Syria, about Assad, shows that Assad had nothing to do with that chemical attack, that sarin gas attack. And we now know that Trump went ahead anyway, even though he knew. So, like, yeah, okay, he makes jokes about women, but let's focus on the big stuff. And that's always been like, that's my thing. It's like, there are real issues you can hit Trump on all the time. Why do we have to hit him on stupid stuff like, he's going to sick the National Enquirer on Mika and Joe? Oh, no. Meanwhile, you know, people written stuff about me. It's not a national incident, you know? Lee Camp and Jimmy Dore just did a video about being attacked by the Washington Post and the New York Times or whatever. You know, this happens. Oh, but since it's like you said, Trump's going to make it happen, so now it's a crime? I wonder who made my smear articles happen. Who made my smear videos happen? Can I get some, can I sue? I don't know. What can I do? But see, it's just sensationalist bullshit. And it's in the highest office. And it's these networks that have enormous reach. They reach millions of people that we only dream about in independent media. And they get to put out false narratives. They get to lie. So it just, you know, so we got to fight back against it. So no, I don't think that Mika's facelift should be the subject of ridicule, but I also don't care because we've been talking about Little Kim's facelift for I don't know how long. We talk about other people. We talked about, God, I'm thinking of people, but some of them are deceased, so I'm gonna leave them be. But we've talked about people's facelifts all the time. That's not I mean, come on, man. So what? So what? So what? You know, then stuff's coming out about Joe Scarborough and an intern he was having an affair with who ended up dead in his office. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah. Jesus, what happened here? This one really went off the rails. This has got deep. This got real quick. You know? I guess Joe's being quiet now, not tweeting as much. Like, uh-oh. Real shit. Uh-oh. Yeah, real. You know? What was this little lady? This young lady looked like she was 22. It's like I ain't trying to spread it. I'm just saying I read that like, wow. You know, something catch you off guard. I'm expecting it to be you ever watch a volleyball game when they're just tapping it over and then they set it up and it's bam, they spike it really hard and hit somebody in the head or something. Like, where'd that come from? Well, Joe Scarborough got hit in the head really hard with a it sort of reminded me of Armin Coney, who was talking crap. He jumped into a conversation and he thought he was gonna, you know, just be able to stomp through like King Kong on people. And then somebody was like, basically called him a sexual predator. And he's just like quiet, like, uh-oh. Like, yeah, Arn. Tim, you a bro. Tim, don't do it. Don't do it, Tim. You go in the treacherous water. Screw him. Screw that guy. I'm an activist. No, you're a predator who likes young girls and you like to pretend to be an activist. You run when you have no actual intentions of winning anything. It's just a little bit of spotlight so you can get access to more booties. And look, that's the ledge. That's the ledge. I don't know if that's true. People wrongly believe I have money. They try to sue me. Tim Black, I'm coming for everything you own. Okay, here you go. Here goes the mic. That's it. You can't, suing me gets you nothing. You lose money suing me. You'll win, and you'll still lose money. Suing Tim Black ain't worth the postage that you put on the envelope to file it ain't worth the filing fee. So, look, guys, tonight is Freedom Friday. Hope you enjoyed that. It's just random, funny, I think. And truth, though, is very truthful, Facebook. Don't be getting no crazy ideas. What I was going to say, Jennifer Vickers, she helps moderate my Facebook. Shout out to Jennifer Vickers. And the other people, there are other folks who help out on Facebook, though I don't do enough Facebook streams, but I will be changing that very soon. Pretty soon, every video I do, every show I do will be live streamed on Facebook because I'm going to buy a tool to make that easier. Okay. But, yeah, man, you know, we got trolls, man. The trolls are out, you know, and it's like, you know, you just gotta kind of like, I don't know, what's the word for it, man? Sometimes it's hard to ignore trolls, right? But you gotta accept that that's the internet, you know? Like, I can't sanitize the world from trolls. Nor do I want to. Sometimes I like laughing at a troll. If you don't take a troll seriously, you got some guy or you think it's a guy, it could be any, you don't know. It not even be a person. It could be an actual bot calling you a B word or something. You know, I hate neuter in my language, you know, but I'll leave that one there. And yeah, just let it go. You're supposed to laugh. Don't get offended. Who's this guy there? Don't let that like affect you. That this person is trying to get this person's sitting back hoping you get offended. You know, don't let them know they offended you, you know? Because that's what they want. They're like, did I get them? I bet I ruined their day. Oh, yeah, I ruined their day. Oh, man. Oh, snap. Oh, nah, man. That's why I laugh when I see people from, like, corporate media online and not know, like, they can't deal with social media because it's a different beast. It's not like you in your office at MSNBC. Hey, how are you, Joy? All right, yeah. Yeah, going to a cookout. All right, yeah. I'm going to do the thing, you know, and these bullshit, you lie, you know, fake laugh and stuff. Nah, the social media is the real deal. Somebody will jump in and use the N-word on your ass quick, bam, you know, just jump in. You know, throw a gay slur at you, hit you in the head with a couple of MFs and FUs and stuff. Like, people don't care. There was a tweet I saw a lady sent, and it was hilarious. She was like, this guy Kobach, who is the I would say the architect of Crosscheck, which is a horrible program devised by scumbags to try to limit the vote of minorities. The worst thing in the world. Now, Greg Palast did a great movie about it, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy. Check it out. He was on the show. I've been promoting it. I have promoted it in the past. This is a form of free promotion for it as well because it's such a great movie. This guy Kobach, his son of a bitch, he's trying to get Crosscheck everywhere. And if you don't know what Crosscheck is, real quick, let me give you a real quick version. For the real full-length version, go to Greg Palast or even check out Lee Camp. Lee Camp covers it. They look in the system to find these common names of people. Like Black, right? And they see if another Tim Black who's registered in Maryland voted in like Virginia or voted in North Carolina, and then they try to say all those blacks are fraudulent and they're all committing election fraud, voter fraud. So it's a really stupid system because they use very common names like Black or Jones or, you know, Smith. And they like target, and they target minorities. Like there'll be a Kim, they go after like all the Kims, all the Joe Kims, all the you know, Jose Perez's, right? All of them, like, and say all of the Perez's are all the same person, even though the records say one was 22, one was 70. You know, like nothing, like all have different socials, but they'll say those names mean these are the same people. And the people who watch Fox News eat it up. They're like, ooh, let me get some more of this bullshit lie. This is good. Got any salt to put on this bullshit? This is great, boo. I love this lie. This is a good lie. This makes me believe that actually 4 million people who weren't supposed to vote voted. This is great. Can I get some more gravy on my bullshit lie? This is great. Ooh. So this guy Kobach is a horrible individual. What he's trying to do is trying to thwart democracy. This is not Russians. This is actual Americans who have no soul. They're soulless. They're vapid. They're vacuous. They're hollowed out shells of human beings filled with manure and maggots and the stuff underneath trash cans that have sit in alleys and for years, the sediment beneath the carcasses of old rats and rodents that have deteriorated. These are horrible. When I tell you horrible, these people are just beyond, they're beyond rescuing. He's a horrible person, this Kobach dude. So this woman, she made a tweet. I thought it was so funny. She said, Kobach's the son of a bitch. No, she didn't say that. She should have. She said, Kobach is a horrible, horrible man. No offense to men. Call him a man is I don't want to call him it's just like I don't want to call him a man. To call him a man is an offense to other men. But I'm on my P's and Q's today. I'm trying to control myself. See, I love that. That was a good one. I love it. My delivery was a little off, but because Kobach is a horrible individual. So while everyone's been focusing on Russia, real shit like cross-check goes unchecked. Not only is it unchecked, they're trying to expand it to all 50 states. So while the dum-dums are going, oh, Russia did it, Russia did it, Russia did it, right? The real thing that's still in elections and votes and disenfranchising people is sliding on by. It's just sliding on by. Bye, justice. Bye, Constitution. Right on by. You busy going, Putin did it. You like Sarah Palin out the window looking at Russia. Putin did it. No, motherfucker. Crosscheck did it. Crosscheck, gerrymandering, shutting down polling stations. That did it. All right? All right? That's what did it. That's it. There it is. Not spooky, not like really complicated, very basic. Right in the open, dumbass. So that's why we're pissed. We're not just pissed because it's been a waste of time. It's not just Seth Rich may had something to do with the WikiLeaks. I don't know, because Julian Assange offered a reward and there's like hundreds of thousands of dollars reward for what somebody said was a low-level thief. The low-level thief who doesn't steal stuff, he leaves the money and the drugs with the money and the jewelry and the phones there. Like that same thief, none of his friends turned him in for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So there's a lot of evidence there. But here's my point. We're not just upset about that. We're upset because while you blame Russia for the election or the DNC hacking, the real hacking of our elections, the real hacking is actually being done domestically, and you won't listen to it. There's a fucking movie right now out explaining it. No, but people won't watch it. Media won't talk about it. You know it's bad because you know the media won't talk about it and it's blacked out because Greg had to come on my show to promote it. And if you got to come on my show to promote it, I mean, really, seriously. I mean, come on. That should be promoted as big as Michael Moore's movies. You know? That's how big it should be. In fact, Michael Moore should have done that movie. In fact, Michael Moore should help distribute Crosscheck. See, you don't want to hear what stuff I have to say because I'm unfiltered. I go right at you. Well, I think that okay, well, Mike, promote this movie. It's about our democracy. Well, I don't think I want to do that. Why not? Because I'd like to make more movies. You've got enough money. You got more money you could ever spend. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, people. Give it up for doing the right thing. Do the right thing, damn it. God, I've been talking for a long time. Yeah? Do the right thing. That's all I want. Do the right thing. That was right for you, right for the world. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Be like Spike Lee, do the right thing. So look, guys, I just say, hey, you know, it's been an interesting week. It's been a lot going on. The phone number is 392. Shit. 392-5. Let me not guess. This is too important. 527-6212. 319, not 392. 319-527-6212. That's 319-527-6212. Call into the show. Get whatever on your mind off your mind. Get it out into the world. Share it with your neighbor. You might be able to drop some knowledge on them. And let's get it going, all right? All right. Let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am.
All right, good enough. All right, guys, we're going to go with the first call. First call is a 734 number. 734. You're live on
Hey,
Freedom
Tim.
Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim. This is Jack from Michigan. How are you?
Hey, Jack, how are you?
Pretty good. So obviously, we're looking at the Russian situation right now, and I just urge everybody to call that hotline that you've put out there for the Russia. And let's see, let me think. Oh, yeah. So if the Democrats really want to get going, obviously they got to put forth a platform. They got to put forth a Green New Deal. They got to put forth $15 minimum wage. And Keith Ellison actually had some good news just a couple hours ago. They just passed the $15 minimum wage in Minneapolis. And
Wow.
there's yep, and then they've got the Democrats have got to go with getting big money out of politics. Like, get the money out. Join the wolf pack, or join what's that other? Move to Amend with David Cobb. Like, that's a good guy too. Go with that guy too. If you're not the biggest fan of change. So, or you could. There's a whole variety of options that they could do. Russia's not solving the problem. And Julian Assange even said that, hey, the corporate Democrats are only hurting themselves. And Nancy Pelosi, she's got a primary challenge right now. And I think is his first name Stephen Jaff, something like that?
Stephen Jaffe.
Yep, Stephen Jaffe.
Uh-huh.
And so, civilian-led police departments, there's a whole host of options they could be doing. Now, this just comes from my own opinion personally, but I think there's a couple of things that could be added to the Green New Deal. I think that, because wind, I think, is a good one. Solar's good. But I would like to see tidal power being rejuvenated. I'd like to see even, I know some people might see nuclear power as not as big of a, power player here, but I would think that maybe a safer uranium source such as thorium rather than just regular uranium would be a better choice. And given we have a lot of inflation of house prices, and given that a lot of land is being taken up by landfills, garbage, I think, why not look at the model that Japan has put forth? They put forth the Kyoto Protocol. Why not put the model of, like, I know, again, some people might find it controversial, but the method of incinerating garbage and, like, keep it contained so that way we don't just throw it into the environment. We don't throw batteries into our soil, that kind of thing. So, I'm not saying incinerate batteries. I'm saying, like, you could recycle those, but, items that, maybe would be harder to recycle, you could do that. So, you see, like, this kind of conversation Democrats should be having, like, these kinds of key differences. They shouldn't be having a discussion about, Adam Schiff, little troublemaker, got his ass just creamed on Tucker Carlson. And so, no, like, once that happens, that conversation should be over. But what's crazy is that it's not. And it just goes to show, like the FBI investigating Bernie Sanders, that the deep state is out of control. So hopefully we can get it under control, Tim, because we got to, in order to get our democracy back.
I hear you, Jack. I agree with you, man. Give it up for Jack. We should be having these types of conversations. Yeah, like I brought up, man, earlier. I said, Adam Schiff he got his ass handed to him. Here's your ass, Jeff. Here's your ass. Just take it with you. Put it in your pocket. Want somebody put it in your car for you? Because it's gone, buddy. Yeah, man. And yeah, like, I support the Green Party. Like, I've been telling, That's the reason why we had so many different folks. Oh, Stephen Jaffe's a great guy. I've interviewed him a couple of times already. Come on now, Jack. Come on, man. Are you watching my videos, Jack? You're not watching my videos, Jack. Everyone watching my videos too. It's just like, come on, man. Because like Stephen Jaffe's a really great guy. And you'll hear more about his platform. Jaffe for Congress, I think it is, .com. JaffeForCongress.com. If that's not it, find him on Twitter or find him on my channel. Watch a video, and I'm sure we mention it. We always mention the websites. So check that out, Jack, my brother. All right, 509 in his house. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim, it's Broken Carpenter calling from Mount Yakima.
TBC, what's up, baby? How you doing?
Well, hey, check this out. I went to this party the other night. The taxpayers were throwing it. It was a really big gig. And, Biff and Buffy or Joe and Mika were there. And then, that rich kid, Trump, he came pulling up in the yard doing swirlies on the front yard. He ripped it all up. He hopped out. He said Mika had his zit faced. So that really made Joe mad, man. And all the football players are really pissed. He should have been there. CNN and all the student council guys, they were in the corner jealous because they weren't part of it. And I saw Rachel and Joy in the corner. They were also in another corner. They were sniffing this McCarthy glue and just get so whacked out of their brain. So it was amazing, brother. You should have been there. In fact, I think we should spend the next 6 days talking about it in school because that's what we do in history,
Wow.
Son of a bitch. When does the goddamn president have the time to sit around watching every freaking news show to figure out what they're saying about him so that he can say something snotty back and they can say something snotty back to him? And it's like, I don't need to see your rich ass slides, I mean, it's really sort of freaking annoying. And, we're all sitting out here watching Republicans deciding just how many people are going to die on their new healthcare system, and I won't go out, I will tell you this, I won't go out on bad notes. Besides that whole Russian deal, sort of, trust me, they're going to blow right past anything that happened, and they're going to ignore everything that we know now and we've known. The mainstream media blows right past that, brother. They ain't even got to pay one lick of attention to it. And when they pass that, then they're just going to keep on doing the Russian stuff. But the good news is Barbara Lee put a amendment Defense Appropriations, I think, bill, and it got passed through the committee with bipartisan vote to revoke 2001 nuclear meth and have to debate a new one, or basically. So, that's what basically does. That gives the president the authority to go to war in all these places, supposedly fighting, Al-Qaeda. So, because they did this in 2001, and so she wants to sunset it so that they got to debate this thing. And it's an amendment everybody's behind because if you get out of freaking wars, we'll be in a lot better shape. So I wanted to leave it out good enough because there actually something actually good happened, I mean, besides, the whole show at the party thing, that was,
wow.
Hey, bro, take it easy. It was neat seeing you on After Hours, and I'll call you again, man.
Hey, man, thank you so much, Broken Carpenter. Give it up for the Broken Carpenter, man, for calling in. Sorry about the audio issue, man. Had a slight audio issue there, brother. But, yeah, man. 575. You're live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I think that's me. This is Margarita from New Mexico.
Hey, Margarita, how you doing?
Hear me?
Yes.
I'm doing good. I won't be long. I'm not much of a talker. I'm more of a writer. But there were some things on my mind this week. Your purge video that you did, I guess that was part of the talk that you did with, I'm not sure when you did it, but it really got to me. You know, it's about health care, about things like that. It's out there. This is a concerted way of eliminating people, and that, along with today's the anniversary of the Vietnam War. I don't know if it's the ending or the beginning of it, but I was a teenager during that time, and so all this stuff this week. Plus, had my 67th birthday, so I'm old. Okay, so all this stuff is getting to me, and so I guess all this stuff. I guess my main. I don't know if it's really it's wonderful that we talk amongst ourselves, but I think we need to do more. And going out protesting, that's okay, but I think we need to do something a little bit more. But I'm at loss, and I think eventually we'll figure it out. And I listened to Martin Luther King's anti-war speech today, and that is a model. But I mean, that was about protesting and in numbers. But I think we need to do more. I think of my own heritage, Cesar Chavez with the boycott. Whatever it is, we need to be organized. But I think we need to have something that really gets something done. I guess because I'm old, I'm getting impatient. Okay, and so basically that's all. That was my 4 points, and I would like to have some more brainstorming on what kinds of things that we can do. So that's it. And I thank you for this venue, and I've been listening to you since I think October of last year, and I don't remember when I became a Patreon supporter, but I think that is an action step we could all do, because you are the voice of the everyday people, and I really appreciate that. And so I'll give my time to somebody else. So that's the challenge I have out there. What can we do as an action step?
Well, thank you, Margarita.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate you more than you know. And very well said, my sister. Very well said. And you're right. What more can we do? Like, my thing, and what keeps me up, Margarita, I'm going to tell you, sister. I sit around and I think about how to reach more people. Right? I believe that most people would agree with you and me, with you and I. They would agree with us that we need single payer, that we don't need to destroy the earth in order to to try to make money off of oil. Remember, this oil isn't even for the United States. So most people would agree that we don't need to go into other countries and tell them how to live their lives and try to take over their governments because we want somebody to help our interests in that region so we can make more money. Most people would agree, but most people just haven't been reached. So, like, I spend nights up. A lot of my friends know that 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm still up working. And I'm always trying to come up with a better way to reach more people, because that's what I believe. But you're right, we need to come up with, that's a great thing. That's a great theme to table for the discussion. What can we do? And I appreciate you. Lastly, I appreciate you so much for donating to the show. That helps in more ways than you know. One more time for Margarita. Thank you, sister. One, you're live. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm online right now.
Hey.
Hello, Tim Black. This is your friend Thomas Selling from Lansing, Michigan.
Hey, Thomas. What's up, brother?
Just chilling tonight, man. Not much going on. Quiet. I only really have one topic to talk about, and that is finally Russia is in the works for the Russiagate is going away. That's just, CNN had to retract stories, fire people, let them go. Maybe we can finally move on and Democrats can lose even more, hopefully. That's all I got for tonight, man. One love to Wolfpack and Tim Black and H.A. Goodman and Jamal and Nico, and have a great one.
Hey, man, thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. You're right, man. It looks like it. Heck, man, I better do my promotion while I can, brother. Everybody, go to Russia.com. Right? I got a website or a web page, and people, I got a phone number you call up to, and you leave your Russia story. Why you think it's BS or whatever. Be as creative as you want to be. And oh God, someone sent me an email about their dog. Oh man, it's so hilarious. Whoever that person is, gosh, I don't think I can get to it right now. Maybe I'll try to get to it later in the show to close the show out, because it's so funny. I got to share it with you. But thank you, Thomas, for the phone call, brother. 562, you're live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Tim Black? This is Marvin from California. How you doing?
Marvin, my brother, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet today. Tim, you are the man. From not too long after I very first started calling into your show, I've always said, yo, I appreciate you as a human being for what you're doing and your platform that you put out. And man, I ain't never met you or nothing. That's one of my little life goals. Hopefully I get to meet Tim Black one day. But I love you, bruh. You speak truth, and I'm proud to just a little bit of involvement I've got. I'm proud of that. So on air too, I'm gonna tell everybody to the Wolfpack, peace to y'all. Yo, Nico, Hard Bastard, and HA, I got y'all with the $1 for the follow. That's gonna happen either tonight or tomorrow. Peace, Tim Black. I love you. Keep doing your thing.
Man, Marvin, you know I love you back, bro. You know we gonna make that happen. I'm coming to Cali because I got invited to the Jimmy Dore show out there, and there's a lot of people in Cali I want to hang out with. H.A. Goodman's in Cali, so when I come to Cali, I will definitely let you know, bro. And I know California is huge, so but still, you know, we're going to work it out. I'm going to let you know when I'm in the vicinity. And you know I did a story recently because of you, right? When I went at Rendon for blocking single parent California, I'd used your talking points, and I shouted you out in the video. And it's about the metal factories that are in his own district that are emitting these fumes that contain carcinogens. So those people really need health care in California, and he's intimately aware of that. Don't make excuses for Rendon, Speaker Rendon, who decided we're going to shelve it. I don't want to hear that. If the bill is not the way we need it, or if the conditions are too stringent, we change the conditions. But right now is an ample time. I keep saying right now is the time to make as much noise about single payer, about a livable wage, about climate. It's right now. This is the time. Anti-war, this is the time. Do it. Do it. All right, 479. You're live, Freedom Friday.
What's up, Tim?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. This is your boy Matthew.
Matt, what's up, brother?
Okay, I got a lot of stuff on my mind today, so I might as well get started. At this point, I feel like our government has just evolved into like a kid's game. It's like, you know, one of those little kids' card games. There's just one kid, the USA, with Trump, and he's a Republican. He's over here playing his cards. You got the left, deep state, and the Democrats on this side playing their cards. You got the retarded kid in the corner trying to come in. He's the third parties. No offense at all. What I'm saying is that at this point, I think like the whole idea of a government, you're not going to please everyone. But when you're focusing on one majority of people, and then you get called out on it, it's you're not supposed to just, you know, fire back like that. I mean, there's better ways to respond to something like that. Something else I wanted to talk about was that today, a doctor shot a bunch of patients in a hospital. And it's gotten to the point to where, you know, I like to think, where do you feel safe at? Like, are you safe at your home? No, people can break in and rob you and kill you. Are you safe going to a store? No, you could get massacred. Are you safe at a public place where people are supposed to be safe? You're not. You are not safe at all. At this point, it's become so unpredictable that I don't know really like what I support. I'd like to support maybe gun laws, stricter gun laws, and now I'd like to support self-defense with guns. But the fact that this is happening is confusing, and I mean, at the same time, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, because, you know, you would think that, you know, humanity is still a thing, but it isn't. It's like slowly going away. Few things about the new nuclear thing you guys were discussing earlier about getting oil and whatnot. My opinion on that is progression comes with deprogression. In almost every case, that's the case. We cannot dig oil without harming the earth. We cannot do that in a safe way without polluting the air. We need the oil to help progress the technology, fuel machines, and do things that we use in everyday life. So at this point, it's like a predicament. And someone brought up a really good point, I think it was yesterday. They said, man, we live in a really sucky time frame. We're too early to go deep sea exploring. We're too early to get the hell off this planet and go explore somewhere in space. And we're just right that we can see an orange man with blonde hair yell at us and tweet while eating nachos and playing golf. So, there you go.
All right, Matt.
That's my call.
I got you, man. Thank you for the phone call. Interesting phone call.
You're welcome.
You got it, brother. Hey, young man, I tell you. Yeah, it's... some of this stuff is not new, right? You know, like people being afraid or people's life being very unpredictable. I don't wish it on anyone, you know what I'm saying? But when I was in my teens, I didn't think I'd live to be 21. I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to that, just because the environment in which I was living. People live like that. Large segments of our society live with that over their heads. So it's no new condition for some of us. And that's part of the reason why there's been so much pushback to certain segments of the liberal community, because we come from such varied backgrounds. And people think they understand others, and we really are very different, and we have some, you know, we agree on issues. Some issues we agree on these issues, and they're important to us. But then when we start interacting with one another, sometimes we lose our way, because we don't really understand one another. We think we do, but we don't. So, you know, I hear what you're saying, Matt, and I appreciate it. I'm glad you kind of rebounded from your earlier comment. But yeah, you know, just yeah, it's a scary time, but it's always been scary times for some people. But you're right. What are we going to do about it? What can we do about it? Let me go to the next call. 405, it's your turn. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Mr. Black. This is Cosmo Vinegar from Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Hey, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, man. What a week. Russia story has been seeing its long and gradual slope down the downward incline. We had, God, what else was happening? Oh yeah, the Trump and his little petty parade with Mika Brzezinski. That was less fun to find out about. But I think we are in for a good ride, though. I've been pleasantly surprised. In just the 2 weeks since I passed the 23-year mark, we have managed to make a good amount of progress. I don't know where the next goalpost is going to go, but for the first time in a while, I'm feeling a little optimistic about politics. I still think we have a long way to go, and we are still going to have to do a lot of education of our people so that we can help the 99%, the working class, as we socialists love to call it, educated, to get them class conscious so that we can take back not only our democracy, but also our freedom. I'm looking very forward to the days to come, Tim, and I hope you are too. And to those of you who would like to contribute to that discussion, come join us on After Hours. We will be holding After Hours right after this program, so everyone, please come and join the conversation. Be a part of the solution. Don't be a part of the problem. And remember, as always, don't let anybody take your cornbread.
My friend, he slid that in there. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, After Hours after this show, guys. Check it out. 610. You are up next. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tim Black. It's Joanne Leon in New Jersey, near Philly.
Hey, how are you, Joanne?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me? Am I on speaker? Yeah. Okay. Good. Sorry. Hey, I'm a big fan of the show and this awesome community. And Marvin's right. You're the man. And I think you got something pretty special going on there. So we met last night. I don't know if you remember on After Hours with Eric and Yvonne and that whole gang.
Yes.
And so you were generous enough to ask me to call in and plug my podcast. So I'm really bad at this marketing thing, so I decided I would take you up on your offer.
No problem. Go right ahead.
All right. I don't want to take too much time, so I'll just go real quick. So Dan Wright and I started out on shadowgroup.com, and we just spun off to our own platforms. We're also expanding the show from an audio podcast to a broader selection of content, like Around the Empire show. We'll be adding some video broadcasts and writing. And so all of it you can find on our site at aroundtheempire.com, plus on the various distribution platforms like YouTube, iTunes, or whatever tools people prefer to use. So we talk about war and foreign policy and politics. We're generally anti-interventionist, foreign policy realists. We're progressive leaning, but we're nonpartisan. We're both Bernie supporters. And we're interested in talking to people with different points of view. And we hope that more and more people will become more informed and aware about our wars and the empire. And I think that that's the first crucial step toward change, is being woke or informed, or whatever way you want to describe it. So we explore the whole, massive apparatus of the U.S. empire, Western empire, and we try to understand, what's going on with a broad perspective, taking in the non-American points of view, not just the myopic and slanted view that we were taught here in the U.S. and that we're still told by the media, who they don't tell the whole story. We try to find experts, and we do interviews with people. We do our own analysis, but we do interviews with people who are on the ground in various places, including war zones, and experts on topics. And it's a fascinating subject overall. Like, I wasn't a history buff growing up during my younger years. It was definitely not my favorite subject. I was focused on engineering, technology, and I got my news from NPR and financial channels, things like that. But about 10 years ago, I started learning, or rather relearning, what's going on in the world. And, man, was I in for a surprise. So anyway, some of the guests I'll just give you a list of some of the guests so that you get an idea of who we talk to. Also, we're ambitious. There are a whole lot more we want to try to connect with, and we'll try. But so we've talked to 2 retired CIA officers, John Kiriakou and Phil Giraldi, Elijah Magnier, a war correspondent over in Iraq and Syria. Talked to Kyle Kalinsky from Secular Talk, Jeffrey Carr, a cyber security expert, who has done some analysis and debunking on the Russian hacks. And we talked about the CrowdStrike whole analysis and story falling apart. Angela Keaton, a director at antiwar.com, Robbie Martin, Ronnie Chalik and Ben Norton, 2 professors, Christopher Davidson in the UK and Joshua Landis, they're both Middle East experts. Joey L. is a photographer, a really interesting guy. He has spent long periods of time in Iraq and Syria, including with Kurdish forces in Raqqa, so gave us some perspective on that. And a lot of other people too, Brad Hoff, Peter Lee, and some authors, Ken Liv, Anthony Lowenstein, and David Chabot. So anyway, I don't want to take too much time. We're at AroundTheEmpire.com. On Twitter, we're at Around the Empire. We're also on iTunes and all the podcast apps. We have a YouTube channel, Facebook, all that. And we're on Patreon. We're the starving podcasters. We're independent media, funded by our listeners only. And we're trying really hard to grow the show and, the funding to grow it. And anyway, Tim, thanks so much for giving me this opportunity. And, hey, we'd love to interview you, too.
No problem. And we'll set it up. Give me an email at tim@timblacktv.com. Look, guys, go to AroundTheEmpire.com. Check out my friends. Sounds like they're very dedicated to what they're doing, very much committed to what they're doing, and always give new independent media an opportunity. You never know. This might be what really clicks for you. AroundTheEmpire.com. Great stuff, guys. 770. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim. This is Dave from Stone Mountain. How are you?
My brother Dave. What's up, man?
I was just going to listen tonight, but you kind of inspired me with your rant I saw about Mika and Trump. And so I just wanted to kind of expand on what you were trying to tell people in the most eloquent way that you were doing it. I'm going to try not to cuss because I really want people to hear this. Although it's important to recognize that this is the second time Trump has made some bleeding woman statement, and he obviously has some sort of issue here. It's also more important to realize that the whole thing is like some ignorant middle school argument. Guess what Jimmy did? Guess what, Marion said? Guess what Rusty said? I mean, it's just beyond what's actually important so much. It's just ridiculous. You've got people worried about what Trump said instead of the fact that he just sold $500 billion worth of weaponry to the Middle East, the most tumultuous place on earth. I mean, only a moron and a traitor wants to make the military-industrial complex money bad enough to move more weapons into the Middle East. It's almost like Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and Barack Obama want to destroy the Middle East. You don't give them weapons. I mean, it's just ignorant. If you want to do anything, you go and do it yourself or not at all, but you don't hand over violence to someone else and say, there you go, have fun. It's not like handing a $5 bill to a kid at Six Flags and saying, good luck, have a good time. And so, like I said, it's important to recognize what he said about is ignorant. It's ridiculous. But it shouldn't be the narrative. There's so many important things going on, like American soldiers dying in America who can't get health care. It's just ridiculous. And I just want everybody to focus on what's important, because that's not it. I mean, you said shut the F up, and you're right. You said the issue. He's an idiot. It's time to move on to something that's actually important. And like healthcare. You know what? I had a conversation with a conservative today. His name is Freedom on Twitter, Tim. And he said something that, I mean, he's so afraid that he's going to have to pay more money. He's worried about himself. And he really illuminated the whole, he illuminated the whole problem is that's it. You're so worried about yourself because that's the way that the system is designed to breed people that only have time to worry about themselves.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be that way. He doesn't have to do it alone. There are 320 million other Americans that he could do it together with, and he wouldn't face his health care situation by himself. And that's the whole point of Medicare for All, is that you don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, we're not trying to raise taxes on the lower. We're trying to tell the CEO making $100 billion a year, not doing jack crap, but sitting on a throne, from making money off poor, dying people. I mean, it'd be different in a $1 trillion industry or whatever it is if he had, you know, a $5 or $10 million paycheck. That's reasonable compared to the amount of money involved. But when you have somebody making trillions over decades that they don't need, that is a corrupt system that creates conservatives like that guy. And I just want to wrap by talking about the Russia thing. I just want to read one paragraph to everybody, okay? Let's talk about Russia. I want to talk about Russia, Tim. I never do, but let's talk about it, all right? Healthcare in Russia is provided by the state through the Federal Compulsory, I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing that right, Medical Insurance Fund, and regulated through the Ministry of Health. The Constitution of the Russian Federation, that's right, Russia has a constitution. The Constitution of the Russian Federation has provided all citizens the right to free health care since 1996. Isn't that like 20 years? Since 1996, in 2008, 621,000 doctors and 1.3 million nurses were employed in Russian healthcare. The number of doctors per 10,000 people were 48.3, but only 12.1 in rural areas. Now, that's Russia, everybody. Russia, the ex-communist Soviet Union, who collapsed, they were so poor, understands the intelligence behind having healthy citizens. Because no country can survive when there's sick people running around your country dying in the goddamn streets. And so that's it, man. That's the deal. I love you, Tim. Everybody, I want you to become a Patreon. I want to tell your family, your friends about Tim. What he is doing here is American democracy. The Tim Black Show is what America is about. People coming together and talking and finding solutions in a democratic manner. I'm out of here, Tim.
Man, I appreciate you, Dave. You hit the nail on the head several times, as usual. My brother. Wow. Wow. Facebook. Look, this is the point of the show where I'm going to ask you guys to join in, become a member of the Patreon. Consider donating to the show. You can do that via Facebook, or you can go patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. I'm really trying to grow the show. And you know what? I'm not going to be bashful about it because there's so much BS on TV. There's so much BS in our media. It's like we got to fight back. We just got to fight back. I got to reach more people. Thank you so much, Dave. You inspire me as well, brother, because you're absolutely right. They talk all of this shit about Russia. At least Russia covers its people. People are so brainwashed, man. Like the guy you were talking about, what's his name? Freedom? Freedom, that's his name. Dude, we have America is the richest country in the history of countries. Do you understand? They have these people brainwashed into believing that these really nice rich people, really nice well-off people would be so hurt to have to help out with health care in the richest country ever. That's a mind screw. That's brainwashing. That is something like that you can convince a person, well, we don't need that. And they'll watch loved ones die early and be like, well, it's just stuff that happens. Sometimes, you know, people gotta die. No, they don't all, like, yeah, we all gonna die. Like, but people shouldn't die because they don't have coverage, dummy. Don't be dumb, freedom. But see, I gotta pull back and say, you know what? It's the propaganda, man, because he's been programmed to think that, Dave. They made him believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? They made him believe it. We gotta make him unbelieve it. We need him to unbelieve it. And we need him to go tell his friends to stop believing it and to open their minds up. The richest country in the history of countries can't do what much poorer countries do. There's always an excuse. Well, we're different. Well, yeah, we are different. Let's be better different, not worse different. Jesus. Yeah, we're different. We go around the globe exploiting other people, particularly brown people. That's what we do. And we exploit them here too. So yeah, we're different. Watching movies. 651, you are live. What's your name and where you calling from?
Oh, hi. Hi, Tim. This is Susan Mercurio, and I am calling from Minnesota. And I have a couple things I want to talk about. I want to answer Margarita from New Mexico because she was asking earlier, what can we do? How can we deal with this? And I would like to let everybody know that Dr. Gene Sharp, he's a Harvard professor, he was nominated for the Nobel Prize, but he lost to that guy in Colombia. He has spent his life studying nonviolent resistance, and there is a documentary about him called How to Start a Revolution, and how all these nonviolent resistant actions, including the Arab Spring, won their freedom from their demagogue by following Gene Sharp's suggestions. And so I would like to ask everybody to please watch the documentary, How to Start a Revolution. It used to be on YouTube, so you can find it on YouTube. I originally found the DVD by going to my local library and ordering it through Interlibrary Loan, and then I bought the DVD online. And then he wrote a series of books. One of them is From Dictatorship to Democracy, and he talks about the nonviolent resistance movement. And then the other one is called The Politics of Nonviolent Action, and it is a 3-volume set. And Margarita, the 3rd volume, has 192 different ways that we can fight against a dictatorship. So, and then I want to answer what Dave from Stone Mountain, and he was talking about that guy Freedom, who was worried that he was going to have to pay for his taxes. There is a theory called modern monetary theory that was developed by the University of Missouri, Kansas City. The economics department, Steve Grumbine on Real Progressives. And you know what, Tim, I really wish you would have Steve Grumbine on your show. He talks a lot about modern monetary theory because he wants to let everybody know that our taxes do not fund spending in this country. We were taken off the gold standard in 1971 by Richard Nixon, and now we have what is called a sovereign fiat currency. That means that the government makes whatever money it wants, and it spends whatever money it wants. It's not about the Federal Reserve and all that. Congress is authorized by the Constitution to create money. And that's what it does every time it passes an appropriations bill. It is creating money. It spends it into the economy, and then you pay your taxes out of the money that the United States government has paid into the economy. When those taxes get back to the Treasury, they delete them. They do not spend them on anything. The problem is that not where does money come from, but what is it being spent on? And that goes back to Congress. If Congress wants to spend $4 trillion bailing out the banksters who crashed the economy in 2008, they can do that. If they want to spend 60% of our gross national product on the military, they can do that. If they wanted to spend money on single payer or free education or any of the other things that we desperately need in this country, clean water for Flint, they could do that. But there is no political will for Congress to do that. That's the problem. They don't want to do that because poor people in this country don't count. What their rich owners and their rich contributors pay for, that's what they want to vote on. And so, please, people, go to Real Progressives, listen to Steve Grumbine, follow some of the economists, Warren Mosler, Ellis Winningham, Joe Firestone. Stephanie Kelton was Bernie Sanders' economics advisor during his campaign. And they will tell you how the U.S. currency really works. And not the, traditional economic theories and whatever. This is how the money flow really works. And it's not at all what the media and the government has been lying to you about. So that's all I had to say, Tim. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. I posted a link. to the video, How to Start a Revolution. I found it on Daily Motion while you were speaking. So, people, it's on Daily Motion, How to Start a Revolution. Gene Sharp is the author, and I think it's something we should all take a look at.
90 seconds.
All take a look at. I hate this countdown. It kind of gets in the way when people are talking. I'm going to try to talk around it. 714, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's me, James Montauk. How are you?
James, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm just eating my new look, same crunch for you, Lay's kettle corn. I'm not plugging them. The problem is
60 seconds.
So what's happening is you got to buy 3. So if you buy 3, you get them for $1.88 a piece. So I bought all 3, and what's sad is that I'm eating them, but I've been bought. The problem is they got my number. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm trying to eat carrots more and grapes. But the thing is I'm listening to all these wonderful and beautiful people. Oh, my God, you can feel their pain. Their intellect is just off the hook. My God, and the brilliance. It's just and it's just, you can feel it. There's like this giant volcano and this huge tsunami of people just heading in a direction. And I'm just trying to figure out if we have
10
somebody
seconds.
spearheading this. And I'm thinking, starts with a T, has another B in it. Oh, yeah, that's right, Tim Black. All right? Good to have you, bro. It's so awesome. I appreciate you for spearheading this. H.A. Goodman, Hard Bastard, Sane Progressive. I know she's a little wild, but she gets right down to it. There's so many others. Who's that? Mike Figueredo. That guy's just amazing. The help and the technology that Eben Kim brings into the mix is freaking off the hook. Thank you, by the way, for coming on and hanging out with us last night on After Hours. My God, and yes, I did get a little excited. But
you're welcome,
we were talking about some other things.
Thanks for having me, man.
But it was fantastic. Yeah, it was just awesome. We were all totally stoked. We were all just, I can't believe this has happened. We were all looking at each other. We didn't know what to say at a certain point. But then we all chimed in and started thinking, and we started headed toward that main point. So we appreciate all you guys. It's just amazing. There's just so many of you out there. and we're starting to grow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much mahalo and big aloha. So somebody earlier talked about 15, and that word 15 an hour, in my opinion, it's getting a little old because that number was brought up like 2 or 3 years ago. You know, so I think we should start moving the bar up to 17, because if you move it up to 17, they might settle on 14. That's just from a salesman point of view. And then I had a few questions for you that maybe you would probably field, but I think it's important. And this regards to the draft Bernie and the People Party. And look, I was there picketing. I've been to the rallies. I was out pounding on doors. My heart got broken when he conceded in July. I think the exact date was the 15th of July 2016. God, that was a terrible day for me. But anyway, that's when I knew that we were up against a monster, like these frickin' potato chips. I mean, how do you compete with the $1.88 for all these wonderful potato chips? It's so hard. So I'm just eating a little bit of them, though. You know, it's all about the marketing. It's all about these gurus that have this money to back the media, to control so many people in so many directions, or whatever direction they want you to go. But thanks to you and the independent media that's out there, that's progressive, that's actually free and open to ideas. You know, a lot of people say, open your mind, open your mind, open your mind. Okay, open your mind to white supremacy. Open your mind to corporatism. Open your mind to Ayn Rand. You know, it's more of a free thought with us. It's more of a, we want you to come in. We would love it. We're not knocking on doors like Mormons. Okay. But what we are doing is just saying, when you come in, you listen to us, do the research, do your own due diligence, check for yourself, you know, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I always say that all the time. So in regards to Bernie and the People's Party, and I'm just I'll leave you with these questions, and I had a couple comments, and I'll get away from here and let you do your thing and let other people come in, because so many people have so much to say, and there's just so much out there, and I just love the energy, but it's all got to be directed to the right person. This is why I had this question. So Bernie and the People's Party. So if we have the confidence, or if we actually know, and Bernie hasn't even said, you know, with Brana, that he's going to do anything, and it seems like he's taking his time on this. You know, I don't know if he's waiting for a complete collapse of the Democratic Party. I don't know. But the thing is what if he's not there? What if he doesn't jump aboard the People's Party? Where do we go from there? I've always suggested, well, there's a party out there. It's called the Green Party. There's some people that have been doing this for a long time. The only problem is, quote, by the way, they're not retarded. They've just been bullied. Those are the kids that have been bullied in the school for so long. They've had this big bully named the Dumbocrats and this big bully named the Republicans, and they've been bullying this kid in this high school, in this middle school forever and ever. And they keep stomping him down. But you know what? That kid's still there. That Green Party, they're still there. They've got 17 seats. They're out there. They're functioning. In my professional opinion, because I do marketing and other stuff like that, they are a little in disarray at times, and they do need some structure and some more. You've got to have collusion within a party. You've got to have cohesiveness. So they do need some guidance and some other things. And the candidates, maybe they need to be a little more forthright, get out there, be a little bolder. Anyway, I got ideas for that party. But the thing is, so where do you
James,
go?
I'm going to have to wrap it up, brother.
The Party is poised.
I'll give you 30 more seconds, James.
Okay, wait, real quick. Okay. I had no idea. It takes so damn long. Anyway, I got to give a big shout out to my family and my love in Hawaii. They put forth the UBI, Universal Basic Income. Thank you very much. And I just want to end with this.
That's what it was.
Aloha to everybody. And bless Russia. Thank you.
Thank you, James, for that. Dude, I hit up Ebon today and asked him what was the subject about Hawaii that I needed to do, and we could not think of it. Thank you so much, James, for that. I need to do a video on that. I looked it up. I did a search for Hawaii, dude. All that kept coming up was the travel ban. I could not find it. Thank you for that, James. And I'm going to address the Bernie thing, but I agree with you, man, what you said about the Green Party. There are other options. Like, we need another party. So Nick Bronner, like, we've had multiple conversations talking about what if Bernie doesn't do this? Well, we do need another party, right? So there goes your other party. So that's the way we look at it. But thank you so much, Jay, for that. 309.
Hey, Tim.
Can you hear me? Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Brendan Wilmington. Calling after 7 months. This is my first call in 7 months.
Wow, brother. Well, thank you for calling up, man. I can't wait to hear this. Tell me what's on your mind, man.
Oh, yeah. Not much. Well, I just came back to Facebook after taking my time off from that and added my friends back, and I'm just already pissed off with about every one of them. Just like, people need to get over this stuff. So all I see is them talking about Black Lives Matter. I'm like, and I'm actually for Black Lives Matter, but I'm for everybody. I want everyone to get better because right now we're in such a shit hole right now. It's bad. I just want to see everybody get better because we've got everything going on. And I actually have some friends because now that I've been watching stuff, like I've told you before, about Tommy Norman and some other police officers that have actually come out after all the stuff has been going on. And we've been seeing more of it going the right way with police officers starting to show. The good police officers are coming out, but it's still light. But we need to get more. We actually need to get more people involved. Like I've always said, people need to get involved in the community and start doing better. And that's what I'm saying is Black lives do matter, but everybody in this on this planet and here, we need to start helping out one another because right now we're just not doing what we need to do. And it's just I'm just against just wanting to fight against most everything right now because I'm tired of what's going on politically because I've been listening to the news. I'm just like, news is completely worthless anymore. The only good news is through you guys being online or from people in general. But you know me. I don't take anything from anybody. I just say what I feel like. And I just wanted to come on and just say, hey, sorry if that offended you or got you mad. I just wanted to say what's up, Tim. And I'm glad you hearing your show again for a while. All right, bro. Well, look, give it up for my caller. Called in. He's Brendan. Brendan, my brother. And this goes for anyone, man. All right, so like I understand. Like I got problems with Black Lives Matter as far as the structure of their organization. Okay, and some of the messaging I think is not. It could be, it could be tightened. All right, but here's the thing, dude. Our police system in this country is horrific. It just is. All right. I did a series of videos with a former Baltimore police officer, also a veteran. And we have a platform for what can help our police system. Because it's not about one police officer coming out and being a good guy. It's not about the one bad cop or this, these shootings where obviously anyone who's just unbiased will say, hey, why did he shoot that guy? It's the system. It's the system that it's built on. It's the structure of policing that needs to be revamped. But to the point of Black Lives Matter, brother, if you walk there are white people catching hell, there are Latino people catching hell. In fact, Native Americans catch more hell as far as police brutality than black folks. Here's the thing, dude. If you walk down the street, you see two houses, and one of them's on fire, what do you do? That's the state of what's going on with black people in America. And it has been the state of what's going on with black people forever in this country. So that's the idea. Doesn't mean white folks don't need help. They do. They do. All people do. But you got to look at 40% of African-American kids, black children, live under the poverty level. Do you realize that? It's like 12 for white folks. You get where I'm going?
So, it's just lack of, information needs to be out there. People need to know what's going on. I happen to have I happen to have the time to dig into stuff like that and get that type of information. It kind of puts a different spin on it, man. But I don't see you as being vicious or malicious in any way. I understand people who are doing bad. You're right. It's spreading. A lot of people are doing bad, and you recognize that there are people who look like you who are suffering too. And then, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. But one thing in America, and here's something that I learned, one of the issues is there are rich white folks. They're like these people that are crazy rich, forget about them. Then you got rich, then you got upper middle class, then you got middle class, then you got lower middle class, then you have poor, then you have poverty, right? Well, you got different levels. Most African Americans, we don't have all that structure. It's like poor, like 50% of black folks are just poor. If 60% of white folks was poor, there'd be a revolution tomorrow. Y'all burn everything up. I know some good old boys that if 60% of white folks, 50% of white folks, if 40% of their kids only ate at school, they'd be held to pay. But we're such a small group, we can't get that done without help. So anyway, man, look, let's educate one another. Let's open our minds and let's look for solutions. Let's work towards them, and hopefully we can do that in our lifetime, brother. All right, give it up for that caller. $503. 503, you're live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim. This is Jason W. Since changed my name on the YouTube. Let's see. That's funny. Caught me on the spot. I've been on hold for a while, and maybe I'll sound disorganized, but I was halfway going to do an HA comedy bit right now. Anyway, I just want to express my slight disappointment in the George Webb bashing. I followed you a year ago. Started following you a year ago. Love you to death. Never going to stop following you unless you go to QYT for a while. Can't stand QYT. Feel like, HA might even be just, posturing. But I haven't followed HA for about a solid couple of weeks, if not a month. And all of this is towards HA. If not, just, opening people's minds. These people are out investigating things. They're out there on the trail, and they're looking into where Eric Braverman is. I don't see anybody else doing that. They actually went to try and interview him. They ended up in the same room, but thanks to friends of perhaps Wolfpack members of
Hey, Jason,
fans,
let me stop you, man. Jason.
Okay,
Jason?
Stop me, throw me out. That's
Jason,
okay.
I'm asking you a question, bro. All right, Jason. This is not HA. This is not HA. You're complaining to me about HA Goodman.
But it's Freedom Friday, Tim. I'm going on other things. You want me to talk about depleted uranium, uranium-1? How do we transport that? That's kind of where I'm going. I didn't want to spend my whole first minute saying, Tim, don't feel bad about this. But, I got things to say. The Wolfpack team shouldn't be, HA can do what he wants, but shouldn't be spending time bashing people who are really out on the trail trying to find things out. And if
it feels like it's directed to a person. I don't think.
If they're a false flag, we can find that out, right? But how are we shipping depleted uranium? Well, you remember uranium-1? How did we get that to Russia? What do we do with the that stuff's heavier than lead. You think we don't contaminate things and that doesn't end up somewhere? This is weapons, bullets, missiles. These things, white phosphorus. Certainly, HA and you saw the pictures.
What do you mean me? I don't have anything to do with this. I have nothing to do with this at all. Zero.
Oh, I love you, Tim. I love you. Love you. Just wanted to bring it up. I was going to do a comedy bit. Anyway, just wanted to call and vent. It's Freedom Friday. Other people in the chat have felt the same thing, and so I don't want to be totally marginalized. I love you guys. Have a great Friday.
Yeah, make a video and dedicate it to H.A. Goodman. That's his thing. I don't have anything to do with George Webb. I brought him on the show one time. I don't have anything to do with him. All right, guys. Come on, man. Let's have a little respect for the platform, just a little bit, man. You know, you wouldn't call into, I don't know, at least I wouldn't think you would call into someone else's show to complain about someone else and what they said about someone else. I mean, you're calling to complain about someone else's opinion about someone else. You don't, and on someone else's show. You don't get that. Like, H.A. can have an opinion about George Webb, right? And you have an opinion about H.A. I get that. But, like, this ain't H.A.'s show. Just because we work together on No Sellouts, that's my guy, doesn't mean call up to the show and talk about what you don't like that H.A. said about, I don't know. Hey, look, I don't have anything to do with it. I removed my video of George Webb. I want nothing to do with that. Nothing. And it had a lot of views. And you know what? I'd rather not make the money. I removed it. I don't want anything to do with it. You can watch who you want to watch. Next call, 330. You're live, Freedom Friday. How you doing?
Good, Tim. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Well, I was calling in to talk about gerrymandering, and because I had an idea a couple days ago about how to possibly fix it, because I know that whenever you talk about gerrymandering, people always say, well, if you don't want the politicians, do it and the parties do it, then who will you have do it that won't do it, partisan or biased, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So my idea was that what's the one group out there that has a record of going after both parties and being nonpartisan and defending the Constitution? Well, that's the ACLU.
Same thing I thought.
So imagine if we had the ACLU redistrict in 2020.
I love it.
Yeah, it was just a thought, so I figured I'd share that.
Oh, yeah, I thought you had more, man. That's a good idea.
Opinions.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. When you asked the question, that's exactly what I thought. ACLU. Good idea.
Yeah, so that was just my 2 cents for the night.
All right, brother. Well, look,
Thanks
man, I appreciate it. Gerrymandering is a serious issue, man. A lot of people talk about election fraud, election rigging, voter fraud, disenfranchisement, all of that, right? Voter suppression, all of that. 408, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Tim.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Tim. This is No More Donations. How you doing?
All right, what's up? No more donations. You sound like you sure you didn't just call in?
Yeah. Well, I will say something about cornbread. That's the lighter thing. I'll save that for later. I just kind of want to pick up on the immigration thing that you brought up yesterday.
Yeah.
And this is something that's kind of close to my heart because I am Mexican American. So I've heard this all my life. Believe me, since I've been a kid. So I just kind of want to say that I think undocumented immigrants, and I call them that because it's not just that it's like the correct term. It's not politically correct term. It's it's the grammatically correct. Because I feel like no person is illegal. The act is illegal. I have no argument there. But to call somebody illegal or illegal immigrant, it's often a term used in the pejorative by right-wing people mostly. But some people on the left use it too. And I'm not going to try to tell people, hey, you should say this, you should say that, because I got in a long argument with one of my conservative friends about this, and we both agreed that it's better to come to an agreement on the issue rather than the terminology and all that sort of stuff. So that's fine. My point is that most of the undocumented immigrants that come here, they're not coming. I believe you me. They want to come legally, but our immigration system is so effed up in this country that when your very life is at stake or the life of your family members is at stake, you will do whatever you have to do that's necessary to keep yourself and your family members safe. So there's a lot of things that are happening that cause people to flee from the countries, you know, especially from places like Honduras, which a lot of refugees come from there, and, you know, a lot of instability. I would say most of the instability that's caused in these Latin American countries is caused by the CIA. The CIA has destabilized almost every single country in Latin America. So a lot of that is kind of coming back. You know, it's kind of like the chickens coming home to roost sort of thing. That might be a bad analogy, but you know, the U.S. has a lot to blame for a lot of the issues, and you know, Hillary herself. I don't even want to get too far into the Hillary bashing. I mean, it's kind of been there, done that. But Berta Cáceres, who is a civil rights activist in Honduras, she was killed as a direct result of a lot of the instability that was caused by the coup that Hillary Clinton supported when she was Secretary of State. You know, so anyway, I don't want to get too far into the weeds with all that. So that was kind of my main points about.
What's your name, brother? What is your name?
But no more donations.
No more donations, brother. Tell me, man, because I want to hear your perspective, brother. What do you think about the
on Twitter? I'm no more donations.
Got you, brother. What do you think? What's your opinion? You said you're from Mexico, right?
No, I'm third generation.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm American of Mexican descent. You know, my great grandparents came here from Mexico.
Well, what do you think about sanctuary cities? What do you think about immigration? Talk to me, bro.
It's complicated. And look, I'm not an expert. And this is the thing. Like, it's funny because I'm Latino, but it's like all of a sudden, just because you're Latino, you're supposed to be an expert on immigration. I'm not. I'm like the last person that's an expert on it. But in my opinion, the term sanctuary city, it's misused. It's too porous. I think it can be misused too much. And I don't think places should call themselves sanctuary cities because it's too open to misuse. I think cities should just try to do the right thing humanitarian-wise, right? Just be a good human being to other human beings. That's my main point. You can call it whatever you want. If you want to call that a sanctuary city, fine, you know, but just do right by human beings, you know. If somebody's hungry, feed them, you know. If somebody needs clean water, give them clean water, you know, give them shelter. That's all I'm about, you know. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. So, you know, like I said, use whatever term you want. If you want to call that a sanctuary city, I'm fine with that. So that's kind of where I don't want to get too far into the weeds on the immigration thing.
Okay.
My second point is about Sam Cedar. So the man is seriously suffering from a cornbread deficiency. It is definitely affecting. It's definitely affecting his critical thought. It's obvious. Like the lack of cornbread is causing this man to go in a neoliberal direction, and maybe he always was, but I don't know. He just seems to be getting worse, kind of like Bill Maher in the past couple of years. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
You know my thoughts. You saw the video.
Yeah, I know your thoughts on that. Enough has probably already been said about this. So, you know, I'm going to close it now. I'm going to let other people jump on because I don't want to hog up the line.
No problem.
And I really appreciate what you're doing, Tim. Like I said before, you know, your integrity shows through in everything you do. Just keep it up, man, and people will keep jumping on board on the Wolfpack. Okay?
Thank you, brother.
So you have a great Friday.
You too, no more donations. Give it up for my friend.
All right.
Hey, look, man, I didn't mean no disrespect when I asked him what he thought about immigration, because, you know, I don't like people like, Tim, you're black. Could you all tell me? You know, I just I realized it sounded like that. I don't mean it that way. It's just I get so many different opinions from different folks. You know, you do, like, you know, I would imagine that you associate with people from your community who you also can give me their opinion and, like, kind of like, you know, bounce that as well. One thing people do with Sam Cedar, I will say this, no more donations, bro. Some people discount his actions like he just makes a mistake or whatever. This is a business decision. Sham Cedar makes a business decision to cover Russia and then chastises me for doing 3-4 videos on Seth Rich. He does 25 on impeach Trump and Russia, and then he chastises me for doing 4 videos on Seth Rich. And unlike him, I truly do believe there's a reason WikiLeaks retweeted. I believe there's a reason why they offered a reward. I believe that Rod Wheeler was on to something. I do not believe that it's random that people get robbed, shot twice, and no one takes anything when it's a robbery. Like, that's fishy enough for me to say I think something's there. Sam Shamcedar admits that he doesn't believe that Trump will be impeached. He admits that he doesn't believe the Russia narrative is the real thing, but he still does 25 videos. And his people, well, fine with that. I'm not fine with it. All right. 704. 704, you're live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Tim, it's Bruce again from Carolina.
Bruce, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good, doing good. I was listening, all these good, educated points everybody was making. And I was listening also to you were mentioning about when growing up in poverty, you have a lot of situations where you don't really know what's going to happen from day to day. I know that perfectly well. As I mentioned before last time, I'm from Maryland, from the Baltimore area, right between Cherry Hill and Westport. No Disneyland, mind you. I think you know that. And a lot of those people that live in those areas, unfortunately, because of their situation, they don't have time to think about things like politics and how to make their society better because they're forced into such horrible conditions. The only mindset they have is to survive. And quite honestly, I could see the establishment and those who are able to manipulate the message of the media being able to utilize that as, you see a lot of stuff going on today. People are becoming, less financially well off. People are in situations where more and more opportunities seem to be less and less. And I feel like in a way it's pretty much all by design. Just like with this whole thing about Mika Brzezinski and with the whole thing about Trump's tweets. CNN makes billions of dollars a year, makes a $1 billion organization, and they have worldwide reach, but yet they spend 4-hour cycles on like 2 or 3 stories, either revolving around Trump or Russia. Reason why? The real issues, no one really has answers for. When you talk about the left, they talk about, well, Trump is horrible. Look at what he's doing to health care. Well, you guys didn't do much better with Obamacare. You basically allowed this to happen. If we had had single-payer health care, if we had actually explored this option, when we had a veto-proof or an actual majority in the Democrats back when Obama just got in, we wouldn't be having these issues right now. But here's what the honest issue about it is. A lot of these issues that split Democrats and Republicans apart, they're beneficial for both. That's why you never see stuff done. Case in point, police brutality. Police brutality is one of the biggest issues we have in this country. And the sad part is it benefits both. Because one, the left-hand side, on the left, you have a group of people saying, oh, it's horrible, oh, we need to do something about it, but nothing ever gets done. Then on top of that, the right side, they totally go follow, police are right, whatever they do doesn't matter. Either way, a lot of these people still make money off of the for-profit industry. A lot of these people still make money off of the despair of other human beings. And I thought about this for a second. If I was a horrible human being like some white racist dude, being in a freaking police department would be the perfect situation for me. I was looking up online about 2 years ago. There was a story where a Louisiana cop got fired because he came down here and was joining a Ku Klux Klan rally, and they caught it caught a picture of him, and they used that to fire the guy. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not the only person that probably goes to those rallies. It's just he was the only one that got caught. And I think to myself, there was a case just recently, I don't know if you got a chance to see it or not. Black man got stopped by a cop. Cop tries to arrest the guy for jaywalking, and then tells him this bullcrap lie about, you know, laws that don't exist that try to get him arrested. And here's the part of it. Even though the cop was lying, even if the guy had all the proof in the world, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the officer always wins. You know how? Because all he has to do is intimidate you, bump up against you, say stop resisting, and then that's it. You know, when they say stop resisting, that's the setup right there. So when you have a situation where people like that are able to do literally whatever they want, even lie, and there's no accountability for it, where does that fall in? Who does that fall in? The people who allow that to happen. Politicians darn well have the ability to stop this from happening, but they don't. It's funny that we have the ability as federal government to come in and lock up potheads in a state where weed is legal, but yet we can't go into that same state and work and enforce law or enforce actual laws or actual regulations that would keep police officers from being able to abuse their power. How are those two things different from each other? The federal government has the ability to do both, but for some reason they don't. And the reason why is because people make billions of dollars off of places like for-profit prisons. Because prisons don't care how you get people in, there. They just want bodies. So even if you lie, even if you frame someone, even if you intimidate someone, even if you antagonize it, because you know what I'm talking about, Tim. Cops have a tendency to antagonize you and force you and almost make you do stuff. And then when that happens, it's like, hey, you shouldn't have did it. It's your fault. And nobody cares because then you're back in the system. And that's how it all happens. And I feel like at the end of the day, we need to open up a third party because these two parties constantly play this game of good cop, bad cop, and it has to stop.
Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate you, man. Great comment. I read a psychology book once because I wanted to understand people a little bit better. I encourage anybody out there who wants to understand people, get into psychology. One of the points you brought up early on in your call was about people who are living under certain circumstances have to focus on survival. They don't deal with politics. That's a human thing. It's the psychology of human being. You have to have your primary needs met before you start dealing with these other things. It's just survival, like you said. It's what people do. It's not these people, they should be involved politically. They're too busy worried about keeping a roof over head, food, trying to eat, trying to stay alive, trying not to get killed in their neighborhoods, trying to make sure their kids can walk to school. And only once you have like the basics. Like if you're not sure you're gonna live indoors, you ain't worried about who the president is. Like that's convenient. Like they say that's first world problems. You know what I mean? We have a third world within our country. We have a third world country within a country. People don't get that. They don't even know it. Yeah. And that's why we have a lot of even in progressive circles we don't get that. You know, but we need to. No, it's not just a hashtag. It's about reality. All right. Thank you, Bruce, for the phone call, man. And 518. 518, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Billy Jo Lear from upstate New York.
Hey, Billy, what's on your mind?
Hey, first I got my T-shirt and my sweatshirt, so thank you so much. I'm really loving that.
Thank you,
I
Billy.
called to talk about it. You're welcome. I called to talk about a very specific thing, but I just want to make 2 points first. The man who said, are they trying to destroy many parts of the Middle East? Yes, they are. That's one. And then he said, he was pointing out statistics of Russia. There's a really interesting statistic about Russia that you should look at, and that's their level of educated people and how highly their level of education is, and especially the women. I ran across that statistic writing a post about Japan, and I had to look at the people of the world, and that's a really great statistic about Russia. So I just wanted to give you that. But why I'm calling today is about white America, and that's not hate speech, so please don't anybody take it that way. I live in white America. So I live in upstate New York, and people always think of New York as this greatly integrated place, but it's really not. We have heavily integrated cities, but the majority of New York is this big white space. And so where I live, it's very normal. I think our diversity is like 2%, and I'm not kidding you. I'm 47. I met my first African-American person when I was 16. So, and there's a very good chance that can still happen in my town today, and that's very, very sad. And the town that I live in, these kinds of places, it's just everywhere, and it doesn't happen by accident. Nobody wants to talk about that, and when I post that kind of stuff on my Facebook, I always post the words, "Good morning, white America," because I want them to know. I want them to feel uncomfortable with how we are living. So I have a very diverse group of friends, not just on Facebook, but in life, although I don't get to see a lot of them because they're afraid to come. I can't say that I blame them. Some of the questions they ask me are, am I safe? And I can't say you're safe, okay? I can't. I can't say if you come here, you will be safe. The one black family we have here, it's no accident he's the coach of our football team, okay? It's just not an accident. That's why he's here. We have $1 million football field, and that's why that family's here. And it's horrible. It's horrible. I try to convince people to move here that are of other races, and they're afraid. And I get that they're afraid, and I know they should be afraid. But if we don't start to integrate, it's never going to happen. People have to take the chance. They have to move. They have to get out of those cities. They have to get into these wide open spaces, and we have to integrate once and for all. And so on that subject, it's about the media that I really called you, and this just happens to play into it. I am seeing so much different media than my friends who are living in the city, where there's heavy integration. They see different media than I do, and that really ticks me off. It was 4 days after the murder of Castile before it hit my area of the world. 4 days before they told us on the news that a black man was given no choice but death by a white police officer once again. But you know what's top of my news today? A black doctor in New York City shot a bunch of people. You know what's not in my news today? A woman is killed by a white man shot a black 18-year-old girl in the head. And you know, when I searched it on Google, who also knows my location, I didn't get anything from any news whatsoever. My response was only for UK news on that subject. I had to read news from the UK to get that information. This bothers me more than anything. They are purposefully dividing us. We can't participate. We have to force them to allow us to integrate, and that's what I called today.
Well, Billy, my man, you are a trooper, a soldier, and you give me hope, Billy. You give me hope, brother. I tell you. I appreciate your phone call, man. And you're right. I've always had diverse friends, and not just color, man, like background. I had friends that were street kind of guys. I had nerd kind of guys. I had athletes too. I've always had different types of people, man. I mean, heck, it was so funny. This is a real story, real quick, right? So I'm talking to Bon Kim, right? And Bon Kim's from Korea. Well, he's Korean. I don't know he's from Korea. No, he's from Massachusetts. Hey, from Korea, Tim. He's Korean. And I'm it was we were talking. It's wow. So it's H.A. Goodman, Tim Black, and Bon Kim. I said, damn, it's like a Benetton commercial, right? H.A.'s Jewish, I'm black. It's wow, man. It's we don't even think about that we're really, we're friends. And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? But what's good is that it's organic, it's natural, it's not forced. We relate to each other. We laugh at jokes. So that's the way I've always been. I encourage everyone to broaden their horizons. That's all I can tell you. People are people for the most part. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're different, but we're the same in a lot of ways. Thank you for the call, Billy. And it's going to be hard to get black people to move somewhere where they might get lynched or get pulled over every time they come out to go to work. That sucks. So I can't say I disagree with them. You know, they could try to visit, maybe. That's dangerous too, but I appreciate the call. It's a tough one. I'm going to leave that one on the table for the rest of the crew to see if they can chime in. 772, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim, it's Eric from Florida. How's it going?
Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to call short and sweet. Thank you for everything that you do, Tim. We greatly appreciate what you do.
Thanks, man.
With Ebon, AJ, everybody. We all love you guys. Everything that you do, always keep up the amazing work. And After Hours is really, really amazing. Anyone can come in. Thank you. Thanks again, guys. We greatly appreciate it. And I'm hosting tonight. So anyone, please feel free to join in. And thank you, Tim, also for coming in yesterday. It was really, really fun and really, really good to see you. Anyone's always welcome to come in.
Absolutely, brother. You know it.
Love you, Tim. You have yourself a wonderful weekend, and you take care.
You too, man. Have a great show tonight on After Hours on Ebon Kim on YouTube. Have fun, man. 425, you're live. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hey, 425.
Oh, hey, Tim. This is Bree calling from Oregon. I didn't think I'd get in. I called in so late.
Hey, Bree, what's up? Talk to me.
Well, I was actually more listening because my internet's not working, but I kind of have a favor to ask of the Wolfpack if I could.
Cool.
I have an interview for like my dream job on Thursday, and my dream job is cannabis farmer. And I just asked that they said good energy and good luck to me for Thursday. And then just to tell you, like everybody else, thank you so much for what you do. And that's all I got. I just want to listen.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Bree, and good luck to you. Good energy to Bree. Good energy. Good energy to Bree. Dream job. Go get it. Go get it, Bree. And I'm sure I speak for the Wolfpack, man. We wish you much success. We hope you get that job. And, hey, I don't know. I might need to holler at you. You know what I mean? Especially if you get the job. You get that job. Okay. Next call, 207. Hey, 207, you're live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim Black, Jimmy Reefer Cake here, brother.
Jimmy Reefer Cake. What's up,
going
man?
on?
How you doing, brother?
Really good, man. So good to be able to talk to you. And your show is awesome, brother. I got to say, I'm, like, as you know, I'm kind of like in the Sam Cedar world, right? I sent a song. You're actually the star of the song I sent today to Sammy, or Sham Cedar, as you call him. But I got to say, allthehypocrisy.com, you've become a star. One of my bloggers, but he had to post about it. So, end of this, you're getting out there. I sent you a fortune cookie. I Twittered you a fortune cookie message. All right, and I saw it, and I was like, it's like, basically, I feel the same way sometimes, man, where you get into a situation, and it's not perfect. Maybe a little conflict occurs, and like in the Sam Cedar situation, the thing I got to hand him is at least he keeps playing my songs, even though if you listen to the one I sent, this week, once again, I'm if you listen to my songs for the past few years, I mean, it's every time it's stuff that you would be right on with, and it's kind of poking, but it's funny because a guy like Sammy, I remember you the other time. I was watching one of your shows. You're talking about people getting pissed at Bernie because he had to kind of sell out in a way, And the other thing I saw you the other day was you said something about how the DNC lawsuit they won on Alex Jones, because, just because they have an audience, Alex Jones has an audience. But Sam Cedar has an audience, you know what I mean? And a lot of them are good people. It's like your audience is excellent too, my brother. I don't know, so I'm here. Just shout out to you. Thanks for taking my call and having a great weekend, my man. And hopefully check out my song. You are the star. You're the star of my song, brother.
Hey, thank you, Jimmy.
Right.
Hey, look, guys, go check out my friend Jimmy. And Jimmy, I tried to check it out, bro, but I was on my phone, right? So it wouldn't play. Maybe it didn't fully download. But I'm going to go to allthehypocrisy.com, and I'm going to look for your song, man. So thank you, Jimmy Reefer Cake. You the man. I appreciate it. I'll check it out, and I will tweet it out after I check it out, all right? All right, bro. Thank you for your support, man. I mean it. 631. There we go, 631. Hey, how you doing? You're live.
Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, brother. This is Dave, independent outsider from Long Island. A lot of people sold my thunder, but I'm another after-hours crew guy, and I'm going to kind of piggyback on what Jim said earlier. Well, first off, if we're gonna follow anybody, or if we want to be a part of anything, I think we should listen to the people who are actually giving us a voice and not trying to control the information, whether it be politicians or media or whoever. I mean, you listen to you and you listen to Sam Cedar. Who's trying to control the information, really? I think we all know the answer to that. And to also piggyback on some other information, I heard the United Kingdom Daily Mail mentioned before, and they were the only newspaper that had a story on UBI in Hawaii, and I'll post a link on that. But I got to say thank you so much for giving us a voice. And I have to also say the place where I'd like to go as far as following people is the Progressive Independent Party.
Mm.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening, brother.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost you. The Progressive Independent Party, because those are a lot of people who listen. And I know the Green Party. I like the Green Party, but these guys are trying to organize. One last thing, just kind of random, and I've been wanting to say something about this. I know a while back Ro Khanna was talking about, and this is really random, Ro Khanna was talking about Whole Foods being bought by Amazon, and that being an antitrust case. I think it's kind of hypocritical that he brings that up when the military-industrial complex is the biggest antitrust case in the United States and the biggest legal antitrust case in the United States that nobody talks about. Brother, you have a great Independence Day. Follow me. Check me out on Independent Outsider on Twitter and YouTube. Peace. Have a great July 4th, brother.
You too, brother.
Easy.
You too, man. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it, man. Just so happened my freaking Facebook went out on me in the middle of that call. That hasn't happened in a long time, so I don't know why it happened. But I lost my Facebook post. It just went away. It just said, bye, Tim. What can you do? What can I do? Nothing I can do. It disappeared on me. I still got YouTube. Hey, YouTube, I still got you. 954. You're live, Freedom Friday. Hey.
Tim?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Cool. First thing is, actually, I'm a recent subscriber through H.A. Goodman, and I'm a recent subscriber to him also.
That's what's up, man.
Do I have to watch my language?
No. I mean, don't go crazy, cool. But we don't.
No. I'm not going to drop N-bombs and stuff. Don't worry about that. I had a question for you. I voted Trump. I love what he's doing, but I like you guys. I grew up in New York. I voted for Obama in 2012, and if Bernie won, so I think the deep state would abuse him like a little pig, because Hillary would probably be in control of all that. But after seeing Black Lives Matter like take over his podium, him just giving it all up and buying a house and driving in an Audi and all this stuff, his butthole would have been tore up. They would have had to socialize KY jelly. You know what I mean? Or do you disagree?
I disagree, man. He's from New York like
Really?
you. He's a Jewish guy from New York like you. You don't take no shit, dude.
I'm a Jewish guy from New York too.
Yeah,
but
why do you say that? Because he didn't throw those 2 black girls out on their ass? That makes him weak?
Well, okay, so that would have not been good.
Right,
You
Hillary
know,
did that. That's
he
part
had-
of why she lost, dude. Seriously.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Can you say that again?
Hillary did something similar where she threw out a black activist, and that's part of the reason why black people didn't come out to support her. So he did the smart thing. It wasn't because he was weak. He did the smart thing.
Right. Well, I'm not going to disagree with that, you know? But the thing is, like, seeing how the DNC just beat him up, again, just based on reading the WikiLeaks and all that stuff, like, if he got in, the way Trump is being treated by the deep state, by whoever, they're just constant attacking him. I just don't see, and I liked Bernie in the beginning. I just liked the whole, you know, like his whole, how do you say, like his character in the beginning, you know?
Okay.
And in the beginning, I thought, Trump, no way. This, like, come on now, you know? And then he sold me over throughout the campaign later on. But and then when I started reading about what the DNC did to Bernie, I was like, whoa. And I don't think he could have made it. I think they would, like, just both parties, Republican and Democrat, would have just tore him up if he made it, let's say, you know?
Man, look, man. Hey, look, everybody has their opinion, my brother. I got to keep it moving. Look, I thank you for calling in, though, man. And you know, it's a conversation. Like, you got it, brother. Like, it's a conversation. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, who knows, right? Who knows what would have happened? I tend to believe that Bernie would have beat the brakes off of Trump. And, yeah, Hillary's the only person that could lose to Trump. That's what I believe. So I'm on the opposite side of, like, where you are. I think a lot of people could have beat Trump. Joe Biden could have beat Trump. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Bernie was beating him in the polls by 12 points, and Hillary was losing by 1 or 2 points, and they still wanted to give it to her. So, yeah. And a lot of stuff people like about Trump, well, there are things people still like about. Bernie's the most popular politician in the country right now. And that's counting Hillary and Trump. So anyway, that's just my opinion, man, you know? Okay, no way to know. Thanks to those nosy kids. Well, thanks to those cheaters, there's no way to really know, man. I want to make sure I got everybody, so I'm going to go back down the list a little bit. No, I think I haven't got any of these. I got 3 people left. 772, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm on again?
Oh, my bad. Who's this, Eric?
Yes, I was actually in the middle of...
Well, thank you, Eric. Sorry, man. Okay, this one, 314. Did I get that? I just do a 314? God, man, I kind of lost my place. 314. How you doing,
Hello?
314?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? What's up, Don Bay?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
What's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, bro.
First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it quick because I called in about Chuck Schumer's economic plan for the people. But first, I want to say if anybody was offended for what I said on Tuesday, I wasn't trying to demonize anyone. I was just trying to make a distinction and let people know that low-skilled workers, American low-skilled workers, people that working like just do low-skilled jobs, is not getting paid the same as HB1 low-skilled workers. And I feel like if we can't help Americans first, we ain't going to be able to help nobody else. And the second thing, when the woman called that was from upstate New York, she got a point. You should integrate. I grew up in the inner city. Now I live in small-town rural America, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a lot of space. We ain't really on top of each other, and it's just nice. It's a little slow pace, so give it a shot. If you don't like it, then you can move back to the city. And for his Chuck Schumer, I got an economic plan for him. He can go back to D.C. He can go get Elizabeth Warren. He can go get Cory Booker. He can go get Kamala Harris and Joe Manchin. That dude should be in jail for treason. And then he can go over to the House of Representatives and get Pelosi, DWS, John Lewis, Ray Clyburn, and the rest of them corporate Democrats, and just leave. Because Chuck Schumer ain't got a plan for us. If you think he got a plan, kill yourself. All I want to say is, when millions of people stand up and fight back, that's the only way there will ever be justice for all. It's a lot of people in this country that has claims that the U.S. government owes them, things that the U.S. government have allowed to the citizens of this country to be done, and we all have claims. But we will never get justice for our claims unless we unify with each other and stand up and fight back. Period. We can't rely on one person because it ain't going to get done with one person. State of resistance, not that corporate media bullshit. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate you, brother, and I'm out.
You got it, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Don Bay. And Cory Booker, he recently decided, he announced that he's suspending his donations from big pharmaceuticals because he says it looks bad and people are using it against him because they said the appearance is bad. That's what he said. Yeah, it looks bad because you are bad. Yeah, it looks bad because, taking money from a special interest group always tends to look bad, particularly when you vote that way. When your vote somehow benefits them. Yeah, it's funny how that works. No, it's crazy. So it almost seemed like he was insulted that someone would think that money could influence him. These people, where do these people come from, guys? And I love how Don Bay just rattled off a lot of the names that I feel the same way about. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, John Lewis, Cory Booker, Clyburn, Elizabeth Warren, Schumer, Chuck Schumer. This guy. All right, guys. I cleared the queue, which is great. I cleared the queue. Hey. Beautiful thing to clear the queue. That means everyone who was patient enough to wait in that queue had an opportunity to speak their mind. Did have one call that didn't go so well. I just couldn't sit through that, man. Come on, man. And people do that to me on Twitter. Now they're doing it on my show, But much love to everyone who called in, who lent your voice to the movement, who spoke out. Because look, there are people who listen who you're calling for. Like they don't feel like they can articulate a message the same way. They may even be driving their car, can't call in, whatever reason. And your message matters.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
See, I just made the cutoff. That's the cutoff, guys. When that happens, whoever was on the phone would lose the opportunity to speak. So not only did we get everybody in, but we beat the cutoff. So that's a great thing. That's sort of the same thing, but it's important. But anyway, guys, look. It's Friday. I want everybody to enjoy their weekend. I think there was one question. Was there a question? The Russia education level. That's interesting. I want to look into that. AroundTheEmpire.com is the podcast. Go check that out for my friend Joanne. Joanne. Gene Sharp, How to Start a Revolution. Susan suggested you check that out. Did I have any other notes? Oh, and AllTheHypocrisy.com by Jimmy Reefer Cake. And he's got some music over there he wants you to check out. All right? So thank you, Jack. The Broken Carpenter, Margarita, Thomas, Marvin, Matthew, all the crew, James, Brendan, Jason, no more donations, Bruce, Billy, Dave, Dom Bay in the house. And anyone I forgot, thank you for calling as well. So here's the deal, guys. We've been talking a lot about healthcare. We've been talking a lot about what we need done in this country. And here's the thing. These people who are voting against their own best interests, these people who are actually buying that the country can't get it done, we ain't get it done if we want to get it done. Was it Margarita? Who called in about the monetary fund? You know, we can do what we want to do. It's just they have no political will to get it done. What that means is... You gonna eat your cornbread. That means they love eating your cornbread. That's right, they love eating your cornbread. They do not want to enable you to be able to get health care because, well, some people won't make money. See, single payer, if you think there's a boon, look, it's all about money in my opinion, okay? So if they would have went to single payer, you wouldn't hear this talk now. I don't care how much it costs because people will become accustomed to getting health care and not having to pay for it, having it paid for through taxes. It's not an expense that they have to shut out their pocket. They would know that. They would embrace that. Okay? So the problem is that we don't get the message out enough to everyone so that everyone understands the real truth. The real truth is that this is about money. It's not about you're going to have wait times. We just hire more doctors. There's things you can do. Hell, don't tell me about wait times. Look what they did to the Veterans Administrations. Look at the people waiting in line there. There are people who were dead who were waiting to be seen. And that's private. That's the Veterans Administration. I covered that on this channel. Nobody take no cornbread from me. So we got to make a decision that no one's going to take our cornbread. Some people want their cornbread taken because they want to exchange their cornbread for money. I want to keep my cornbread. I can make money different ways. Don't have to give up my cornbread. Your health matters. Single payer matters. Medicare for all matters. Vet your media, vet your friends, and inform your friends. Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread. They double back around. They want to eat your cornbread. Why? Because you didn't seem to want it. You were willing to accept Obamacare. Now you want to fight for totally inaccurate or inadequate health care coverage. And if you're going to fight, you might as well fight for something that matters, right? That's what I think. Screw Chuck Schumer. Screw these guys saying we got to fight for the thing we had that wasn't working the way we needed it to work. Screw you, man. We're going to fight for something better, something that will actually cover everyone. Pre-existing condition, no condition, any age. That's what we need. And in the richest country in the history of countries, there is no excuse why it can't be done. None other than money. And you know what? It's going to be consequences and repercussions. They don't give it to us. It's going to be consequences and repercussions because we will not vote Democrat without it. So how about that? How you like me now? Dun, 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 dun. All right, guys, that's it. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow. I got some videos. I got a very important video I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So please check my channel. Please go watch everything on my channel. All 2,000 and something videos. Subscribe to my friend Nico House. Become a Patreon of Mikasa Sukasa on Patreon. Also, throw a buck towards H.A. Goodman and Hard Bastard and myself to support our work. We don't want just one independent media source. Now, we want many independent media sources. the more the better. They take one out, we'd be done. No, we need everybody out there. Everyone. So find your place in independent media, whether it be blogging, whether it be podcasting, whether it be videos, whether it be artwork, whatever you can offer. Your voice matters. Join the revolution, because if you don't move, the revolution don't move. Look, this weekend's going to be great. It's a holiday weekend, and you may have family over. You might get to talking about stuff. Well, you know, if politics comes up, it's always the opportunity for you to get into an argument that turns ugly. Look, do what I do. Say what you got to say and leave it alone. Like my favorite comedian who appeared on The Breakfast Club earlier today. In a skit, he said,
let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here.
Don't sprinkle no crack, but sprinkle some facts on him and get out of there. That's it, y'all. No arguing. You can't change a man of his own opinion. All you can do is inform him. We change our own minds around here. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. Be safe. Be careful with the fireworks. Bad things do happen to good people. I don't want to hear about that happening to you. I love you guys. Thank you for having my back. Like I always say, don't you let nobody take your cornbread. Stand up, stand tall, stand strong, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, shout out to my moderators, Momo Pineno, Iron Man Oz, and the Broken Carpenter, everyone in the chat room. Yo, 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 from Stefani Olsen, Mimi Miller, Jake Smith, Metalhead, Ditzy Lil G, Becca C, Fred Lexo, AC Yor, Ankh, Darren Alivi, Joanne Leon, Kate Stefani, Angel Tibbs, Brom SL1, Angel Tibbs again, Mimi Miller, the whole crew, anyone who donated, anyone who's on my Patreon, you are the bestest. I look forward to doing a chat with you guys real soon and hanging out. I appreciate you so much. Clay Cat, Air Force Max, Billy Joe, Crunch. Bruins for cornbread. Bruins for cornbread. Used to be Bruins for Bernie, right? Bruins for cornbread. Anthony Allen, Sandra Lee, Mary Stanford, Else, Ariel, Trudy, Eric, The Fly, Hey Hun. Hey Hun's in the house. What's up, man? Oh, dang. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Justin. Hey Hun, how you doing, Mom? And how is 65 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, 64 Impala? It's been a while. 64 Cadillac, it's been a minute. The names, I don't see him in the chat, but I talk to him on text, so it's different. PJ, what up, PJ? Siamese Dream. M.O.S. Snork. Everyone, guys. I'm going to play some music. I'm going to get out of here. I got to get something to eat before I fall asleep. This is crazy. I'll talk to you.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com.